Hello, everyone.
Hello, America. Triple M reporting in.
Mega 9 here.
Yeah, that's great.
And who else do we have here?
Get to start with the nice GameCube symbol there.
Yeah.
All right. Today we're talking about. This is a very direct. This is a very direct subject. This is more of a very loose, broader subject. But we're talking about. We're talking about. Yeah, we're talking about the games that nobody ever heard of, but they're really, really good.
My idea, by the way.
And yeah, sure.
Wait. EA Games made something that is not a sports game.
Of course they do.
Yeah, making game sport.
They've done a lot of things.
There's EA Sports and then there's EA Games. There's a difference. But EA's being dicks lately. Back in this day, they were really cool, but they actually made a lot of hidden gems. EA and LucasArts. I think those two are the head people who make hidden gems. But yeah,
the first game we have showing here is.
Well, it doesn't matter about the games here. It's just, but we should talk about them, I guess. This is Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. This is a series. I love this game. There's actually 3 of these games all for the GameCube. I don't know if it's an exclusive, but yeah, these games were. I love these games.
He succeeded.
It's very good, but that's the thing. Like you tell someone like this common knowledge to you, but then you talk to them like, what the fuck game are you talking about? You know?
They have no idea what it is.
Yeah, but you know what? The thing is, when you own a console, you can't play it safe with the game. Sometimes you just gotta go through the shelves and say, what the hell is this? It looks kind of interesting, and go for it. That's how the Okami series made, 5 years later, made its popularity.
That's correct.
Of course, the Chuck Conway LP helped a lot, but
yeah, that really helped a lot.
But yeah, you know, they're so cool.
You know, there are a lot of hidden gems out there. You know, I mean, there was this one for the N64 called Battle Tank Global Assault.
Oh, yeah?
That was a great game.
I remember that one.
Yeah, that was a great game.
Really good one.
That was the one game you can actually play as a tank and not run out of bullets for a long time.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like, you know, it was, and you get to unlock new war machines. Like they had like an Abrams, a Sherman. They had like a moderation of the mouse tank.
Right.
Dang.
That's cool. And you know what? It's always the hidden gems that have such good ideas. It's kind of like if indie games weren't so popular, a lot of them have the hidden gems feel to them. But a lot of gamers these days, or at least more of the core gamers, they look for hidden gem indie games, and it's basically getting hidden gems, but in a lot safer way. Like when you own a console or a PC, you can play it safe and get games that are popular or sell a lot of copies. Or you can just get you can just find something interesting, you know, something that in the back shelf that some random company made one day. You can fall in love with it. I mean, some hidden gems are weird, like the Thai series. It actually has 3 games to it. The third one I didn't like. It went to a mission style thing, but it didn't work out very well.
Billy, how about the first 2 games?
They were great. It had a good idea. It was first off, this could have been. I think this was a missed opportunity because this Ty could have been EA's mascot. This really could have been their Sonic the Hedgehog. The idea is it's based in Australia, and so Ty here is a Tasmanian tiger who I think it's Tasmania, but I always get confused because it's pretty much the same island. I'm sorry if any Australians or Tasmanians get insulted by that.
We're deeply sorry.
Yeah. No one said this was a kid show. Anyway, its whole idea is you have boomerangs. No guns, no power-ups. Oh, well, there's power-ups, but no power-ups you find within the level. They focus on boomerangs. You start with 2 standard ones. You always have 2, and that's your ammo basically. And throughout the game, you earn more. Like some will be auto aiming, some will be you can throw faster, some you can throw multiple at once, and the different power ups, and you can pick different ones to get through the level. And the first game the second game is less story driven than the first one because they don't have to introduce that much. Basically, after the first game, Ty ends up being a part of this police task force type thing, which is what 3 focused way too much on because it had all these missions and there's a lot that were useless and you didn't know. It's kind of like Sonic and the Secret Rings was. There are a lot of missions and you didn't know which ones were useful or not.
Oh, I
That's why I really didn't like Sonic and the Secret Rings.
I think it would have been a lot better of a game if they actually showed what game, like, what missions will progress the story and what won't, but will give you, like, experience or extra powers or something.
Oh, Billy, you died.
Yeah, I've played that. That was the first time I played in years. I got sucked at it. But yeah, that's the kind of thing hidden gem games could do. Like, you can tell a story about it, get people interested in. A lot of hidden gem games get popular after a while because of that, like the Okami series and whatnot. What?
Oh, that was a good game.
Lost Vikings.
No, this game is the Lost Vikings. I think it actually.
Yeah, I know which one this is.
I don't know if this is really a hidden gem game because I think I've seen them use the characters in this game for a Sega All Stars game. But then again, what character in Sega besides Sonic does anyone, and Ooh La La and Nightshade does anyone really recognize? So just use anybody.
I don't know why this reminded me, but I wish I still had it. It was actually at my grandfather's house because he had believe it or not, he had a Super Nintendo.
Nice.
Right? But he had a game. Do you remember a Super Nintendo game? It was about a caveman called Chuck Rock.
Chuck Rock.
Do you remember that?
No.
Unga Bunga.
Oh yeah.
You remember that, huh?
I remember that.
That was I swear that was the best old game I have ever. I had so much fun playing it. Unga Bunga. Like I would just turn on the game. I would just stop playing the game just to hear him say that, and then I'd reset it just to restart the level just to hear him say that because it was just so fun.
That's cool.
That is.
Hidden gem games a lot of times do make best memories too. Especially since it's your own memory and not everyone else's. Because everyone can recall the time they beat Super Mario 64 for the first time.
Yeah.
Everyone can recall.
And then they duplicate all the memory cards to all files to make them look like boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and this is actually the first Genesis game I actually got to use the 6-button controller because not many games. It's kind of like the same thing as the PlayStation Move. Not a lot of games wanted to implement it.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
And
wow.
Yeah, this game here, I guess we'll talk about this one too. Might as well talk about the games in the video. This is called The Lost Vikings. Again, I'm not 100% sure this is hidden gem. I'm sure plenty of people heard of it, and there's probably people who know these games. But it's a strategy game. It's a strategy puzzle platformer where
it uses Vikings.
Yeah, you have 3 characters. You have one that jumps and runs the fastest. You have one with a shield that's impenetrable, and you have one with a sword and a bow and arrow that attacks. So and you have to use each one of them to progress through a level. And the thing about this game is, which I like, is it's balls hard, but what's clever about it is it'll be easier if these 3 people were one character, and that's where the genius comes into the idea.
Oh, I see what you mean.
It's like I switch between people to get through things, and this game's hard. Like, it looks easy, but I died. This is the only level you'll be seeing in this video, people. I died every time because sometimes it'll be stupid reasons, sometimes it'll be stupid glitches, and sometimes it'll just be I made a mistake because you have to use your brain in these kind of games. And like if you're just making a casual recording of this really quick to put together for a video for commentary, you're not going to do so well at it.
Yeah.
You're probably getting your ass
This sounds. You know what, Billy? This sounds like a game that would actually have flopped anyway. I mean.
I don't know.
This sounds really interesting.
I know it's like people.
Well, people
will lose interest in it quickly because of the complication.
Well, that's why they're hidden gems a lot of the time. A lot of smarter games are hidden gems and stuff that people didn't appreciate. That's how games get their cult following. Because at one time, even Earthbound was a hidden gem. But then the Mother in America movement started as RPGs got more popular and things just started. And then that game just got more and more well known and all that crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone got a game they want to share?
Yeah. I just remembered the Chuck Rock. This actually made me think of it for some reason. None of you guys played Chuck Rock. Shadow Dragon. What about you?
I remember Unga Bunga.
Do you ever play it?
I have first time I heard of it.
This is the first time you've heard it. Well, True Doctors, what about you?
I haven't heard a lot of these games.
Vegan?
There's it does remind me of another game, Bongo. There's a series called Bongo. There's 2, and Bongo's Revenge. It was for the TurboGrafx 16. That game's getting much more well known because it's on the internet all the time. But I remember my dad got that on the WiiWare once when it came out, and It was cool because he definitely had that feeling we talked about these, because he was saying that his friend had a TurboGrafx 16 and he always loved playing this game when he was at his house, because that's what you did back in the day. You had maybe someone had a Nintendo console, there's a lot more consoles than there are today.
You know what else was a good lost gem? It was for the PlayStation 2. Does anyone here remember the game Turok?
Yeah.
Turok, yes, I remember Turok.
You guys remember that?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, that's a very popular game.
No, it wasn't that popular. People didn't really look to that game.
Yeah.
It was technically considered a hidden gem. And you want to know how I found that out? I was going through my, all my video games because I was bored, right? And I was actually looking for something to do for this video, right? That's how I found Battle Tank Global Assault and everything. I saw Turok, and I actually said, you know what? Let me do some research on this. Apparently, Turok was actually it was a hidden gem. It was very popular when it came out, but no one really spoke about the game.
You know, there is. I'm glad you said that, because it just reminded me. There is types of hidden gems. Like, you have the type where it was very popular at the release, which I think this was like a game like this.
It was popular, but no one spoke about it.
And then after a while, it just got forgotten because it probably wasn't all that special.
No one spoke about it.
Yeah. And then you have the kind that everyone hated at first, but then it had an increasing cult following to the point where it came back in the later day. Because some games might be ahead of their time. And I know I'm stressing this point, but it's like the Okami series, a game that was very ahead of its time. I mean, that game was made for the PS2, but everyone can agree it's the perfect game for the Wii U.
Yeah.
Like, that's how ahead of its time it is.
But then you have your lost gems where no one heard about it, just select few people, or if even one person hears about it.
Like, there's a game that's that's the kind that could go in the category where it was a good game, but it was poorly marketed.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of those, especially for the Wii. Like, there's this game, The Last Story, everyone's starting to talk about now, but back then nobody heard of it when that came out. Crazy.
Star Successor.
Yeah.
Probably a few people have ever played it.
So, what about you, Jimmy? You got anything? You got any certain points you want to address?
Most of the time, what hidden gems I find are usually ones that people misinterpret the genre that's placed on the game. You can see in the video that's going to come up, the trailer for was it Boulder Sky?
Yeah, I think so. I don't really know the title.
The genre, most people assume with the genre adventure, they assume it's a visual novel. When Boulder Sky is not just a visual novel. It was a game combined the visual novel with an actual 2D fighting game. And there's only like a couple of channels that do videos for them. One of them was Wacky Monitor, as regular scene that was it Scout plays a Boulder Sky. Yeah, and a lot of people just assume that adventure games are just visual novels, and this is what happened to Boulder Sky. And those people say that it's a rated R visual novel. There's not much to it. Yep. That's why I was just saying, hey, you ever play Boulder Sky? Oh, that's that rated R-rated visual novel. I was like, no, you ever seen the gameplays of the one-on-one combat scenes, anything like that? You're like, what?
Yeah, well, that's another thing that'll scuff my boots. Trust me, you don't want to get me started on it.
Well, back then,
I have a feeling we already did.
Well, back then it wasn't that common, but a lot of gamers today do hate a game just because they don't get into the mindset. They really started with the GameCube, because Nintendo's going for a very different image, and you know how it is nowadays with gamers. They beg for different, and then when they get different, they want the same.
Yeah, it's just like that. And
because they're
if you look at that game, people will just complain that it's a 2D game. They will just complain about anything, because you know how gamers today are really concerned about graphics.
Yeah, whatever. There is some really gorgeous looking games too that I'm surprised never got popular. Like Tai for the GameCube is such a gorgeous game. Like, it holds up for a Wii game. Like, these games look like Wii games most of the time. It's good. They're gorgeous.
Yeah. You know, did you guys? There were also this is a hidden gem where it was popular for just a little while, and when I say a little while, I mean a month. A month. It was the Tom and Jerry games, the video games, the Tom and Jerry video games.
Yeah, I remember.
Remember those?
Oh yeah.
What about you, Shadow Drake? You remember those?
Yeah, I remember. I actually have a Tom and Jerry Mr. Fury for the Nintendo 64.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I have it. It's in my basement.
Holy crap!
Yeah, I have the game, but I never went through the campaign mode because I always, me and my brother, 2-player, we used to crash at each other with Tom and Jerry all the time.
A lot of
That's
games,
fun.
yeah, a lot of games end up like that because
Holy
everyone assumes that every trademark-based game sucks, like for cartoons or for movies or
Let me tell you
whatnot.
something.
But some of them are really good. You
Tom
know,
and
Listen,
Jerry
you
was
know-
a really good game.
yeah, there's a lot of them are cash cows, and that's why they suck because they just try to make. They don't care how the game is as long as it has the title on it. The fans will buy it, but you know.
The finances,
Yeah, like
funding.
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles never had a bad game. Well, except for the first NES game, but a lot of their games are really cool because they actually cared about it.
Uh-huh.
Every viewer, I bet right now, is having a total
Nostalgia.
nostalgia boner.
Yeah.
And they're totally gonna go in their basement and they go into the crypt keeper
Yeah.
and they ask,
Yeah.
where are my hidden gems? And they take them to these little dusty boxes.
Yeah.
Like this, but just imagine this fancy ass pyramid in this basement,
Yeah.
and then he finds these dusty old boxes he finds in a closet. Then he takes up the scepter. And the light shines through it, and it exposes the map to where his hidden gem games are,
And then he goes even further under the ground, and then he finally finds like a
which takes him to this underground mechanical place where
and that's where we finally find Chuck
has to
Rock.
have all his passwords. Good morning, sir. Oh,
Yeah.
hello. He has the eye scan.
Yeah.
Oh, how are you doing today, sir? I'm doing
And that's
just fine.
where we find Chuck Rock.
And that's where we find Chuck
And that's
Rock.
where we find Chuck Rock, the game Chuck Rock, hidden beneath all that shit.
But you know, but like I said, hidden gems give the best memories.
Yeah, they do. It's
'Cause they're your own,
Hidden
you know?
Hidden gems actually give it like a personal. They give you like a personal joy because it's like you knew about the game, maybe the rest of the world didn't, but it's still part of your memory.
Well, I wouldn't put it in a hipster way, but I will say it's more of a.
What do you mean a hipster?
It's your own it's not mainstream, so it's cool.
Ah, please.
But
Come on.
it makes the best memories because it's one of those games that
That's how it was.
it's one of those games that
Did you find a secret?
you have your own memories and nothing else. Like it's yours. Like
Yeah.
like I said, everyone remembers beating Mario 64. Everyone remembers the first time they played Jack and Daxter or something.
Oh,
Like everyone has one of those. But like when you have something that's your own, like that's more special to you. And all that.
yeah.
Good times. What about
Yeah.
you, Tyler?
What about you?
Inform us on your knowledge.
Enlighten us.
Enlighten you, eh?
Enlighten us.
I remember that game when we were children, where it's called
Talking in your own voice.
Piggy Touch.
Piggy touch.
Piggy touch.
That sounds
Piggy
sounds
touch.
disturbing.
I'm
Is
joking,
this
guys.
real?
Little
No, it's
bear.
not.
Oh,
No, I just all I remembered when I was a kid was basically playing the GameCube and poker.
Hmm.
That was my
you played it safe, huh?
what, GameCube and poker?
With the GameCube, you played it safe, huh?
Actually, no. The only games that I really ever played on the GameCube was Super Smash Brothers, Melee, Pokemon Coliseum, and Pokemon XD Gala Darkness.
Dude, what a waste of a GameCube, man.
And I also tried my hand at Pikmin. I never really got
Yeah, that
into
game's
it.
a lot harder than you have to like get the mindset. It's one of the strategy games you really have to get into the idea because a lot of Let's Players make that game look easy, but it's really hard. That game is difficult.
You know what was
It
actually
is.
considered a hidden gem? I mean, obviously until
Oh, and
recently.
Super Monkey Balls.
Obviously,
Super Monkey Balls.
that's a
sorry.
good game.
obviously until recently when they made a freaking movie out of it, which I'm not complaining, it was the greatest movie ever. Wreck-It
And
Ralph.
Wind Waker.
Fix It Felix Jr. Did you know that?
Oh yes.
That game existed before the movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Huh. That's
When
crazy.
did you not? How did you not know
I
that?
doubt that because I was just looking at a rip off of Donkey Kong and Wreck-It Crew.
No.
Oh,
Fix
that was a real game.
It was a real game.
Oh, cool.
Even my father knew that.
Oh,
My father
cool.
used to play it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I gotta find that.
Fix It Felix. It was.
Was it just an arcade game?
Yeah. It was. I mean, it was.
Because I would have liked to find a home
Oh,
console.
speaking of
game,
which, we really need to open one of our own arcades.
I doubt that.
You know, call it the Bickering Gamers Arcade. It's like Bickering Gamers Arcade. We each take turns managing the facility each day.
I wish I was like I wish I had the editing skills of Barry from Game Grumps, so I could just put a picture of like God playing an arcade machine and this Bickering Gamers arcade on top, and he's like, I'm out of quarters, so he makes more quarters, and it's like, sir, you've been here forever. We're closing. It's not closed yet. In 3 hours, it went backwards 3 hours, and we're like.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
More money for us.
You're God. Who are we to tell you? Like, who are we to tell you?
Keep playing.
Hey, more money for us. Not complaining.
Yeah. You know what's good? You know, it's always good when hidden gems get popular. It always takes some time, but it's always cool when you have those because like the Smash Brothers is really good at that. They're really good at bringing hidden gems to the public eye again. Like Ice Climbers got a lot more downloads than we were because of Melee and.
Yeah, Super Smash Brothers was good for bringing hidden gems out there.
Yeah,
just
it still is.
Just to use them to get the shit.
They want to put. A lot of people want Little Mac from the Punch Out series in the game. And as much as it's not a hidden gem anymore because of the re-release they've made for the Wii.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool stuff.
Interesting. I will say this though. In the case of Super Smash Brothers, it's like, you know, you bring the hidden gems to the forefront just to get the shit beat out of them.
And you know, it's good because it just enhances your experience a little more. I mean, it takes that's what's great about being a retro gamer.
I know F-Zero really wasn't a hidden gem, but I didn't know.
That was a popular series.
I didn't know who Captain Falcon was until I played Super Smash Brothers for the 64.
Yeah.
Same here. And I didn't know who Ness was.
I did play the original F-Zero, but I didn't know Captain Falcon because he was introduced in the N64 F-Zero games.
Yeah.
That's pretty much why. Like I had the original for the Super Nintendo, and I don't like it on the Super Nintendo. I think it was just a random racing game they made one day, but then they expanded it later for the N64. But I have it on the Wii U now. It was one of the Virtual Console releases, and it's much better. It's probably because it runs on 60 hertz, and it's a digital copy instead. Because digital copies are better. Like I learned that recently, because I usually if I have a game already on a cartridge, I don't usually buy it on the downloads. But lately I have been because they run better. The colors are more vivid. It looks better. It runs better. It's just better, you know. But anyway, we're out of time.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys next week.
Triple M reporting out. Triple M reporting out.
I'm out.
All right, bye.